How will my workers' compensation case settle or resolve? Hello everybody, I'm attorney Nathan Hauser of Hauser Law. In California, there are three general ways that a workers' compensation case can resolve or come to an end. The best way to settle a claim depends on the facts of every case. The three types of ways that you can settle a workers' compensation claim or that they can resolve are by compromise and release, by stipulation with request for award, or by finding an award after a trial. Let's talk about the first, a compromise and release. A compromise and release is a settlement of an entire workers' compensation claim. Generally, there are four types of benefits available to an injured worker in a workers' compensation case: temporary disability, permanent disability, the right to future medical care, and lastly, a job voucher if your injury prevents you from returning to that line of work. A compromise and release will generally settle all issues with the exception of the job voucher. After 2013, you will continue to be entitled to a job voucher even if your case settles by compromise and release. When settling a claim by compromise and release, often the issues of temporary disability have already been resolved. Usually, a settlement by compromise and release is based upon the value of the permanent disability percentage resulting from your work injury and the cost of future medical care for your work injuries. As I described in another video called "What is the Value of My Workers' Compensation Case?", our goal is to maximize the level of permanent disability resulting from your injuries, and as a result, the money that you are owed for the permanent disability that you have suffered. Additionally, our goal is that the doctor's reports in your case provide you with the maximum future medical care required to treat your injuries. It's with that information that we argue for the largest amount of money for the cost of future medical care in your case. By settling a case by compromise and release, our goal is to get you the maximum amount of money in your pocket in a lump sum payment, and it will resolve all issues in your case, including access to future medical care. Like I described earlier, the law states that for injuries after January 1st, 2013, your right to a job voucher, if you cannot return to work, will remain in addition to your workers' comp settlement. A compromise and release is usually the only type of settlement in California workers' compensation where the injured worker will receive a lump sum one-time payment when the claim is settled. For that reason, it is often the preferred method of settlement. The second type of settlement under a California workers' compensation case is a stipulation with request for award. As I indicated earlier, when a claim is ready to be settled, the issues of temporary disability have usually resolved. Therefore, the question becomes, what is the level of permanent disability that the injured worker has suffered, and what body parts or body systems is the injured worker entitled to have future medical care for? With a stipulation with request for award, there must be an agreement between the injured worker's attorneys and the attorneys for the employer about the percentage of disability that the injured worker has suffered as a result of the work injury. That percentage has a dollar value corresponding to the percentage of permanent disability. I know it sounds a little weird, but there is literally a dollar figure table which says what the value is for the percentage of permanent disability that the person has suffered based on the year. You will generally not receive a lump sum payment of the permanent disability payments that you are owed. For dates of injury 2016 and later, the maximum payment that you will receive per week is $290 until the total permanent disability payments have been paid out in its entirety. When a case settles by stipulation with request for award, future medical care for the injured body parts or body systems is awarded for life. Therefore, to settle your claim in this manner, there must be an agreement between the parties about which body parts and body systems you are entitled to have lifetime medical care for. So to recap, if your case settles by stipulation with request for award, your attorney and the attorney for the employer or the insurance must agree on what the level of permanent disability is that you have suffered, and they must also agree about what body parts and body systems you are going to be awarded lifetime medical care for. Your medical care for the injured body parts will remain open for the rest of your life, and you will receive payments generally in the amount of $290 per week until the total level of permanent disability dollar value that is owed to you has been paid out. Now, the final way that a case can settle or resolve in California workers' compensation is through a trial. Like I've indicated earlier, usually when a case is ready to resolve, issues of temporary disability have already been taken care of. However, sometimes there are issues of temporary disability that remain outstanding. Sometimes there will be disputes between the injured worker and the insurance company about whether temporary disability for a certain period is owed and unpaid. There may also be disputes about the level of permanent disability that the injured worker has sustained, because there can be different doctors with different opinions about the level of permanent disability. There may also be disputes about whether the injured worker should have the right to future medical care for different body parts or body systems that were injured as a result of the work injury. Usually that occurs when there are multiple doctors' opinions who disagree about which body parts or body systems the person has sustained injury to. A workers' compensation trial is unique. It can be about a very particular issue, like whether the insurance company has denied an MRI request on time, or a trial can go forward in front of a judge for a decision on all issues, which include temporary disability, the level of permanent disability that you've suffered, what body parts or body systems you have the right to receive future medical care for, and whether you are entitled to a job voucher because medical evidence suggests that you cannot return to that line of work. It is very important for anyone who wants to settle a workers' compensation case to know if you go to trial, you will not receive a lump sum payment. You will receive a decision from a judge about any periods of unpaid temporary disability, what your level of permanent disability is, and what the corresponding dollar value is, and you will have the right to access for future medical care to the body parts or body systems that the judge has decided you have injured as a result of your work injury. The workers' compensation court does not have the power to order that you get paid a large lump sum. A workers' compensation judge cannot order that your permanent disability benefits be paid out all at once, or that the insurance company must pay you a lump sum for future medical care costs. If your case goes to trial, once the judge has issued a decision, you will be paid in the same manner that you would be paid with the previous type of settlement, a stipulation with request for award, just as if the judge made an agreement about what the level of permanent disability is in your case. You will also receive a lifetime award of medical care to the body parts and or body systems that the judge decides you are entitled to based on the controlling medical evidence in your case. Again, and this is worth repeating, if your case goes to trial in a workers' compensation claim in California, the judge cannot order that the insurance company pay you a lump sum of money for your future medical care costs. It is impossible and it will not happen. Resolving a workers' compensation case is something that requires significant thought and consideration to much more than just the medical evidence, but also what is going on in the injured worker's life and what the goals are for resolving the claim. If you have any questions about your work-related injury or the benefits that you are owed, please call or text the number on the screen and we will be happy to give you a free evaluation of your case. Once again, I'm attorney Nathan Hauser of Hauser Law. Thank you for watching and I hope to talk to you soon.